What is up? Welcome into This Week in College Baseball, brought to you by Driving the Line, Week 7 edition. My name is Alan Bell. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, get you all set up for this week in college baseball. Let's waste no time. Let's get to the brand new top 25. And here we go. Arkansas remains number one. All right, teams that are in white means that they have stayed the same in terms of their ranking from the previous week. Teams in green means they have moved up. Teams in red means they have dropped back. And teams in blue are brand new this week to the top 25. So, yeah, Arkansas, Oregon State, two very, very good hot baseball teams remain 1 and 2. Clemson, arguably playing the best baseball in the country right now, moves up to 3, A&M to 4, Tennessee to 5. Florida remains at 6. Vanderbilt drops to 7 after a tough weekend there. LSU drops to 8. Virginia up to 9. Dallas Baptist up to 10. Duke drops to 11. Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, North Carolina all move up. East Carolina, Alabama, Florida State all drop down. South Carolina, brand new this week to the top 25 at 18. Coastal Carolina drops. UC Irvine moves up. Mississippi State stays the same. NC State, Kansas State, and Kentucky welcome to the top 25. And Oklahoma drops to number 25. We're going to break down these teams more as we go, but this is the look this week, week 7 of the top 25. Okay, so with this show, all right, the books have adapted and adjusted to us, so we're going to do the exact same. So you're going to see some new features in here I think you will like, but let me know, as always, what you like, what could be better, what you'd like to see, because this show is all about how it helps you in making the best decisions this weekend in college baseball. Okay, so the key weekend series that you're going to want to know, I'll put myself on the screen here. Number 8, LSU at number 1, Arkansas. Number 3, Clemson at Miami. Clemson, like we said, just all over it right now, but going on the road. And let me say, in college baseball so far this season, playing at home, playing on the road, absolutely very much matters. So pay attention to that because it has shown that it matters so far this year. Number 21, Mississippi State at number 6, Florida. Auburn at number 4, Texas A&M. Georgia at number 5, Tennessee. Virginia, another team playing unbelievably hot. Number 9 at number 11, Duke. We've got number 14, North Carolina at number 12, Wake Forest. And South Carolina, ranked number 18 at number 16, Alabama. And again, keep these series right here. We're going to break these teams down more, what you need to know about them and where you can find edges in your matchups. But those are the ones that you need to know. Now, what are the series that are under the radar? Okay, Missouri at number 7, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt coming off a brutal weekend where they just suffer loss after loss after loss. You can find unbelievable value on Vanderbilt, especially after Missouri had a decent showing. Vanderbilt, this is definitely going to be a parlay team this weekend. Louisville at number 17, Florida State. Again, and we'll break these down in just a second, but Florida State coming off of a brutal weekend against Clemson. You get them at home against a good Louisville baseball team. Louisville is solid, which means that we're going to have Florida State at better pricing than we normally get them. Butler at Indiana. So we've spoken about Indiana and them giving up run after run after run, seemingly every game. Go take a look at Butler and what they've done. Runs galore on both sides, scoring and giving up. This is a series to pay attention to for totals this weekend. And then another one for totals, Nichols at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I'm serious. Once you end this show, go take a look at the recent history of games from both Nichols' side and Texas A&M Corpus Christi's side. Runs all over the place. So pay attention if the books give you this game here, same as Butler and Indiana this weekend. Yeah, pay attention to the totals. See what numbers that they're at, and you might be able to find gold right there. So just something to pay attention to. The under the radar weekend series to know about. Okay, now, real quick, your team leaders. And the reason that we give these is, number one, teams that mash bombs are finding ways to win games, obviously. I mean, that makes sense completely. But take a look at these teams in terms of their run productions, both from a money line standpoint, all right, but also when playing totals as well. Georgia, 75 bombs this year. They are just mashing left and right. Tennessee, same deal, 66. Virginia Tech, 57. Duke, 56. Campbell, 54 bombs on the year. Now, the opposite of that, okay, these are the opponent's batting averages on throughout the season on average, right? So Arkansas, teams are hitting 191 total this year against Arkansas, 193 against Duke, 199 against South Carolina, 208 against Lamar. Look at Lamar coming in, and 208 against Kentucky as well. So not that this applies to every team, and this is exactly how it's going to play out, both home run side and pitching side, but use the information and their opponents to find data, because you can really, really cash in on either overs or unders, depending on the matchups that they have. Okay, now, diamonds in the rough. This is new, and this is information about teams that you might not be paying attention to, that I know the books aren't paying attention to at all. So if they give you these teams, these games that they have this weekend, keep this information with you, and you can really find some gold. So Wofford, they've scored 35 runs over their last 3 games, mashing at the plate. Who's mashing more? New Mexico. They've scored 61 runs total over their last 5 games. Washington in the Pac-12. They've lost 4 straight, and by a total margin of 35-6. Washington is just getting smoked and not scoring runs at all. Pay attention to them this weekend. Yale, the worst hitting team in the country. If you see books drop a Yale game, pay attention. 12 of Yale's 17 games this season have seen single-digit run totals. Yale does not score runs. They just don't do it. These games are going low, low, low. On the opposite side, Nichols, 22 of Nichols' 27 games this season have seen double-digit run totals. Go take a look. There are runs on all sides, both them hitting and them allowing. Finally, here is a really nice diamond in the rough that you might be able to cash in on this weekend. Georgia Tech, they have drawn 173 walks so far this season. They can produce base runners and runs over and over and over, and they're coming off a brutal weekend and have a monstrous opportunity this weekend to cash for you. Absolutely pay attention to Georgia Tech this weekend. Next up, coming in hot. Okay, so what we've done the first 6 weeks is shown, kind of our rotation teams, and not that we're getting away from it, but I want to focus here on teams that are coming in this week playing the absolute best in college baseball, and then teams on the opposite side that are playing horrible baseball coming into this week. Because number one, pay attention to the matchups that they have, especially if the team's at home. All right. It's a very ping pong sport. You can have a great weekend, horrible weekend, great weekend, horrible weekend. Now, I'm not saying every team is going to completely drop off. Oregon State has been doing this all year long. All right. Clemson, same deal. But just pay attention to the matchups that they have, especially if you find a team that's on the road against a team on the opposite side that really absolutely needs to win. So Oregon State last week, 4-0. Clemson, 5-0. Virginia, 4-0. Virginia Tech, 4-0. North Carolina, 4-0. South Carolina, 4-0. Georgia, 4-0. These teams were just on absolute fire last weekend. Pay attention for this weekend. Look at who they have in their matchups, and if they are facing a team that they can either take advantage of, or you could see a little bit of slippage and coming back down to normal. So the opposite side of that, the bounce back, Vanderbilt, 1-3 last weekend. They should have a big one this weekend. Alabama, 1-3 last weekend. Same deal. Florida State, 1-3. All right. After starting the season, perfect. We knew that losses were to come. All right. We were kind of all over that. Glad that we identified it. Now, look for the bounce back. See what Florida State can do. See if they can put this thing back together. Coastal Carolina, 1-3 last weekend. Oklahoma, 1-3 last weekend. UC Santa Barbara, 1-2 last weekend. Again, both on, the coming in hot side, the bounce back side. It's not going to play out absolutely. It flips, for every single team. But this is more so of just identifying, looking at the matchups, seeing where you can take advantage of teams that need to absolutely win and teams that might come back down to earth just a little bit. Finally, that's it. That's all we got. Okay. All right. No more recap. All right. So that's all that we have. That's all that we have for this week. All right. Got you all set up. I wanted to get away from just long pieces of data. All right. And get right to the heart of teams that you want to find that you might be able to just extract absolute gold from. And we will break all these down Friday morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning. Don't worry about that. We will be back breaking all this down once we get, money line prices, totals, et cetera, et cetera. But this is just getting ahead and noticing where we need to pay attention and which games the books are going to give us. So that's all the time we have for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be live tomorrow, normal time, 10 a.m. Eastern. But until then, best of luck. Cash these tickets. We'll see you tomorrow.